Hi, welcome to my channel, Not Your Average Weight Loss. I'm Karen, mom of one, 56 years old. I'm actually going to be 57 in August. So I've been on a GLP-1, compounded tirzepatide, for over a year, and I've lost over 50 pounds. So this next video, if you've ever stepped on a scale and felt frustrated because the number wasn't moving, this video is for you, so stay tuned. So for the past 6.5 weeks, my weight has stayed almost exactly the same. Most people will call that a plateau. But when I look deeper at my body composition, I discovered something completely different was happening. Hi. If you're new here, thanks for joining. If you've been here before, welcome back. So I'm documenting my GLP-1 journey as a 56-year-old woman, and yes, going through menopause as well. I have lost over 50 pounds, and recently I've been focusing on a reverse diet. If you don't know what that is, you can go to my other videos, and I explain it in detail, and body recomposition. So this is what this video is about. Today, I want to share exactly what my latest numbers are, what they show, why the scale doesn't always tell the full story, the true story. So let's jump into that, right? So the scale isn't telling the whole story, and I want everybody to understand that. Let's start with my weight. For the past several weeks, I've been hovering around 133, 134. And now in the past, seeing that would have frustrated me. I would have thought I wasn't making progress, I was doing something wrong. But this is where body composition becomes so important. This is where it comes into play, right? What actually happened? Since early May, here's what my numbers show. My body fat percentage dropped from approximately 33.4% to 32.7%. And I'm reading off of my notes, just so you know. My body fat mass decreased from about 44.5 pounds to 43.7 pounds. At the same time, my lean mass has increased, which is really good sign, from approximately 83.7 pounds to 84.3 pounds. And my skeletal muscle increased from 51.1 pounds to 51.6 pounds. My visceral fat dropped from 9 to 7. Wow. I was a little shocked at that. When you put all of that together, it tells a very different story than the scale, right? So what these numbers mean, let me break it down for you. In about 6.5 weeks, I've lost roughly 0.8 pounds of fat from my belly. I've gained approximately 0.6 pounds of lean muscle, and I've added about half a pound of skeletal muscle. So while the scale hasn't changed much, my body has. I'm essentially replacing fat with muscle and lean tissue. That is my goal, right? Amen to that. And honestly, that's exactly what I was hoping to achieve. The reverse diet is working. Why this matters on a GLP-1 for somebody that may be on a GLP-1, I think this is especially important for those of us that are over 50 on a GLP-1 medication. So many people focus exclusively on losing weight. Of course you do, right? That's what you want in the beginning. And now that I'm in maintenance, my focus is body recomposition, gaining strength, and a healthier lifestyle. But if you're not careful, weight loss can sometimes include muscle loss. I'm sure everybody has heard of this before. It's not just the GLP-1 medication. If you lose a lot of weight, that's going to happen eventually as well. So can't blame the medication, right? My goal has never been to become the smallest person, not the smallest version of me. My goal has been to become the smallest version of myself, but a stronger version of myself, a healthier version of myself, right? That's why I prioritize protein, strength training, and now my reverse dieting. So the mental change here, and I'll be honest, it's still difficult when the scale isn't moving. I do kind of have to take a step back there. Even when I know the science, even when I see the body recomposition data, we've been conditioned for years, as you know, to believe that success means seeing a low number, getting skinny, getting smaller. But I'm learning that health is more than a number on the scale. And that's important, I think, for everyone, especially when you're on a GLP-1. And this phase of my journey is teaching me patience. Why do I say that? Because it is a slow process. I see it visually. I see my belly fat going down, but it is a very slow process. So what am I doing right now? Right now, I'm continuing to focus on protein intake, strength training. I strength train at least 3 to 4 times a week, and walk every day. Recovery, very important for your muscles to grow if that's what you want. Gradually increasing calories. That's going to be in a couple months once I'm out of my slight calorie deficit and trying to lean out. And of course, the most important thing is preserving muscle, especially us over 50 years old, right? I'm no longer chasing the fastest weight loss possible. I'm focused on long-term success. What's the biggest lesson so far that I've learned? The biggest lesson I've learned from this reverse diet and body recomposition phase is this. Sometimes the best progress is happening where you can't immediately see it. That's why patience is very important when you're going through this. The scale may stay the same, which it hasn't moved really, but your body can still be improving in just ways you don't notice at first, right? My clothes fit differently, right? Things of that nature. And that's exactly what's happening for me right now. I'm losing fat. Yay. Gaining muscle. All right. This was my whole goal of doing a reverse diet. It's working. I'm trusting the process. It actually works. So if you're on a GLP-1 and the scale has stopped moving, don't panic. If you're in maintenance, that's normal. Look at the bigger picture, right? Pay attention to how you feel. Pay attention to your strength. If that's something you want, is your strength increasing? Pay attention to your dose. Maybe it's too high of a dose. Pay attention to body composition if you have access to it. I use the Body Pod, and I also use ChatGPT. It's been very helpful tool, because progress isn't always measured in pounds lost, right? Muscle also weighs, right? So you could be gaining muscle. That's going to weigh on the scale. The scale doesn't, a normal, typical digital scale doesn't really recognize the difference. But this Body Pod that I have does. If you're going through something similar, let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe. And if you like this video, please follow my GLP-1 journey, reverse diet, and body recomposition updates. I give them all the time. I'd love to have you subscribe. Thanks for watching. Please enjoy this Sunday with your friends and family, and I will see you next week. Thank you again. Bye-bye.